All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into a true crime story from South Africa that is so wild, it honestly sounds like something out of a movie. We're talking about a master con man, a celebrity doctor, and a prison break so daring it has an entire nation just shaking its head. Okay, let's just jump right in, because that one question, that's not just a detail, it's the key to the entire story. It's the one loose thread that when someone finally pulled it, unraveled a massive scandal, exposing this unbelievable web of corruption, love, and just pure unadulterated arrogance. So, to really get how we got to a dead man buying groceries, you have to understand the two people at the absolute heart of this whole thing. And their lives could not have been more different. It's a total clash between the glamour of high society and the dark reality of the criminal underworld. So on one hand, you've got Thabo Bester, this brilliant, manipulative criminal serving a life sentence. And on the other hand, you have Dr. Nandipa Magudumana, a beloved, award-winning doctor to the stars. I mean, their worlds were never, ever supposed to cross paths. But they did, and the result was, well, explosive. So, on the books, right? The case is closed. A very dangerous guy is gone. The story should end right there. But here's where it gets weird. In the weeks just before that fire, something really strange was going on outside the prison walls. And then, months later, months after Bester is supposedly dead and buried, this photo just blows up online. And there she is, Dr. Nandifa, in a supermarket with a man who looks exactly like the dead Thabo Bester, just casually picking out some snacks. The dead man was walking. Right, so this begs the question, who was this guy really? To get how he pulled off this insane escape, you first have to understand the man himself. Because Thabo Bester wasn't your average criminal. He was a true performer. You see, Bester wasn't just a con artist. His whole life was the con. He basically didn't exist on paper. No birth certificate, nothing. He was like a ghost. And he used that, along with his incredible charisma, to build these elaborate fantasies that people desperately wanted to believe. His confidence was just off the charts. I mean, just look at the list. The sheer range here is kind of mind-blowing. We're talking everything from these elaborate modeling scams that earned him his terrible nickname, to faking entire reality TV shows, to massive real estate fraud. He was a total chameleon, and it's these crimes that eventually landed him in prison for life. And that's the thing. This wasn't just about the money. For Bester, it was a performance. He loved the spotlight, even taunting the police online while he was on the run. He truly, deeply believed he was untouchable. Okay, so that's the con man. Now let's switch gears and look at the other major player in this drama. The woman who had, by all accounts, everything to lose and yet, for some reason, decided to get involved. I mean, her public image? It was perfect. She was this incredibly successful, glamorous doctor. We're talking a high-end aesthetic clinic, a Porsche, a beautiful mansion. She was the absolute definition of having it all. And on Instagram, she was a total icon. You know the type. Motivational quotes, pictures of her amazing life. She built this whole girl boss brand as this powerful, self-made woman that thousands of people really admired and looked up to. So this brings us to the million-dollar question, right? The one that everyone in South Africa was asking. Why? Why would someone with all of that, the career, the family, the money, the reputation, why would she risk it all for a man like Thabo Bester? Well, almost immediately, two very different stories started to form. On one side, there's the idea that she was just another victim, that she was manipulated by this master con man and then trapped, maybe through threats. But then there's the other, much darker possibility, that she was in on it from the start. A willing partner driven by love or greed, maybe even the true brains behind the whole operation. Okay, so whatever her real motives were, the escape itself was something else. I mean, we're talking about a plan so detailed and so audacious, it feels like it was ripped straight from a Hollywood heist movie. And it required a ton of inside help. Just take a second and think about all the moving parts here. You've got to get a dead body into a maximum security prison, get a live prisoner out, and make it all look like a suicide, all while the cameras are conveniently off. This wasn't some guy digging a tunnel with a spoon. No way. This was a full-on conspiracy. So, they pull off this impossible escape. You'd think the next step is to disappear, right? Go off the grid, change your name, live quietly somewhere. But Thabo, Bester, and Dr. Nandi? No, they did the complete opposite. They weren't just hiding in plain sight. They were living it up, renting a massive mansion, driving luxury cars. Bester was even introduced to Dr. Nandi's wealthy friends under a fake name, pretending to be a big-shot businessman. The arrogance is just unbelievable. But in the end, that same arrogance is what brought them down. It was that bizarre move by Dr. Nandi, trying to legally claim the decoy body, the literal proof of their crime, that just blew the whole thing wide open. That one act turned a few suspicious rumors and a blurry photo into a full-blown national manhunt. And get this, the number of people charged in connection with this escape? Around 12. This just shows you it wasn't a two-person job. It was a whole network of corruption. And this network went deep. We're talking about prison management allegedly signing off on weird transfers, guards being bribed to turn a blind eye, and even the CCTV technician who was in on it. And maybe wildest of all, Dr. Nandi's own father was apparently helping them out. And amidst all this chaos and corruption, it's so important we don't forget the real human tragedy at the center of it. The body they used as a decoy belonged to a man named Cutlego Buring. He was a 32-year-old father, and his family had reported him missing. They're still fighting for answers about how their son ended up dead inside that prison cell. You can imagine the public outrage. This whole thing just ripped the curtain back on some huge systemic problems in the justice system, especially with some of the country's privatized prisons. It left everyone asking a really scary question. If a man like Bester can just walk out, who's really keeping us safe? So in the end, this story is so much bigger than just one brazen prison break. It's about how charisma and corruption can completely dismantle the systems we count on to protect us from the inside out. And it leaves all of us with a really chilling thought. How many others might be out there, hiding in plain sight?